We're not recording yet, though.
Oh, even better, because I didn't know whether to be starting with me making fart noises.
Alrighty, looks good. Woo, girl. All right, Bug. Welcome back to Jacob V Weekly.
I was vibing.
After a long recess, we'll get to in a minute. We want to start the show like we do every week by inviting you to donate to Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois, just outside of Edwardsville. Sort of a local servicing cat rescue operation. Find them at Caddyshack IL on Facebook. I believe they have a Caddyshack website, Caddy with 2 T's, of course, and you could save a life or 9.
Love that slogan.
The only way, I made that up, the only way to support this podcast financially is to join us at patreon.com/JacobV. Starts at $4 a month. Clay, my brother, and I were just talking about, he's a Patreon member, and he still gets those updates every week, even when we don't do a podcast for weeks at a time, strictly because life is hard.
Oh, man, isn't it?
Patreon, I make sure I stay right with my Patreon family. I haven't lost a member yet, so I'm going to raise it up in prayer. I'm in a new band called No Antics. We dropped a single on New Year's Day. I believe we dropped a video last month. And we just shot a video for our next single. The single comes out next Friday.
Wow.
The video is being worked on right now. It should be out in a couple of weeks. No Antics on Spotify. Also on Spotify are any of your streaming platforms, and soon on vinyl. My other band, Blinded by Stereo, has a record that's been out since November that I've been sharing with people. People really love it. We went to a real studio and had it done professionally, and that band's a lot of fun. That band's been playing a lot. We've played at the Heavy Anchor like 3 times this year already.
I just saw you at the last one.
Yeah. And they're a lot of fun. Really good guys. Really fun music to listen to. I really enjoy it. I play keyboard on the record. I play guitar and keyboard, and I do some background vocals live. But I also still do my favorite songs on Spotify every month. We're going to be starting a new one this Friday for April. But right now, March is really good. I've been really keeping March open in my life and really adding to March. So Jacob V's favorite songs on Spotify. Definitely find us there. My COVID diet is getting out of hand, dog.
Oh, are we going into a thing now?
No, I mean, we can start the show officially. And I'm just thinking, like, on my way here, I was like, my wife told me she had pizza and hot wings left over that I could eat, and I was just like already so full. I haven't given a shit about a carb since March of 2020.
Yeah, it's very real.
You know what I'm saying? Like I host this fucking bingo game every Wednesday, and every fucking week I go in and I get these 3 sliders, but they're like thick boys, like juicy, disgusting, delicious burgers. And I get a double French fry. I couldn't even finish it today.
Is this just Jacob V plugging shit, the podcast?
No. I'm really not plugging it. I fucking binge these 3 massive sliders and a double French fry, and then I'm reading the first 2 fucking rounds of bingo like I'm taking a stress test for NASA. Like I'm about to gag. I'm just sweating, and I'm trying to go. Oh,
You're sweating delicious buttery
B3. B3. And I probably drink like 8 Diet Cokes while I'm there. I think I'm working for about 90 minutes. Timed. I think I worked that night for like 90 minutes, and I drink like 8 Diet Cokes.
Yeah, you got to really back up on that. Are they giving you the 12-ounce cans, or are you bringing like the big old cups?
Oh, I don't bring these in there. I don't want to look like a Hoosier.
Oh, okay. So do they charge you for the Diet Cokes?
No, of course not.
Wow.
And we're adding games. Man, we haven't done a podcast since I went to Vegas. I don't necessarily want to apologize for the absence because I've been out here struggling. I mean, I'm underemployed. I mean, Clay had to move.
Mm.
I went to Vegas. I've been just hustling and grinding. I'm in fucking 5 bands, and I have been working. I've been working, and I'm glad to be here.
I mean, if you can make a sustainable living for all the things you've been doing, I mean, I'd say keep doing it because you're doing it.
I
well.
know. I mean, I really need you to hold me accountable to doing the podcast every week.
Yeah, I can try to do that.
I mean, you're not doing a good enough job lately.
Well, I've been busy myself. I changed jobs and places of residency in the same month. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was a lot of shit. There's still shit.
What do you
still
mean?
shit that I haven't done today that I wish I could have done.
Mm.
We got to get our fridge fixed. We got to
Oh,
connect our
no.
washer and dryer. I've been doing laundry at our mother's.
Ugh.
I mean, granted, she lives like 6 blocks away, but God,
No, that's not great.
it's just like a lot.
No, I mean that's a lot.
And working full time,
I don't think it's good for you, not anybody, to work for it full time.
I mean, well, full time's different in some places. In some countries in Europe, just change full time to 4-day work weeks.
Yeah, like if didn't Mom tell us that if we lived in Italy, we could all just work part time and live together until we're all dead?
Oh, that's all she wants. But I don't think she'd like Italy.
No, not Italy, just like Italy.
Oh, I thought you said we would go to Italy.
I would love Italy.
Mom, I don't think Mom would like Italy.
What wouldn't she like about Italy?
I don't know. She's kind of a bully in like a sweet way, and it's just kind of like I feel like she would piss off a bunch of Italian residents.
You think she'd fight with the locals?
Residents? Oh yeah, definitely. It would end up being a thing. And
About what?
She'd be drinking Italian whites, and then she would
Mm.
just pop off on somebody with something that's mean, and she didn't mean to be mean. And then we would have to get kicked out of the. We'd be run out of town by an angry mob with pitchforks and torches.
Torches?
Torches. Well, yeah, angry mobs always have torches and pitchforks. I couldn't think of what the word was for a second.
Oh. Tiki torches?
No, not tiki torches. That's been claimed by a very specific demographic. I'm more talking about like a fucking stick that is wrapped in a rag and dipped in like oils and lit on fire.
I love it. Now, I had a dream. I told you this. That I had a dream that our late grandfather had pre-recorded me 29 years worth of happy birthday voicemails, but he used the first one to complain about Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago.
Well, he did like to test things. Remember he used to carry those pocket recorders?
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to lay in his bathtub and fucking take baths.
Yeah, he was writing a novel, meaning he would take a bath with his bird. He had a pet parakeet or something that would sit on his toe while he's in the bathtub, just rambling into the tape recorder. I'm not convinced there was always tape even in it.
No.
You notice how we didn't find boxes and boxes of tapes?
We didn't. We found photographs.
I
We
mean,
found
he was
projector
recording
slides.
over the same tape over and over again, I think.
Stardate.
But that's how I knew that the dream was really like him visiting me, because that's exactly what he would do. Is he would start by saying, well, I'm not there anymore, but I wanted to wish you a happy birthday, and don't let that fucking Lori Lightfoot from Chicago get in your business and try to take your guns. That's exactly what he would do.
Actually, yeah, you could see him definitely doing that.
Oh my God. He's doing it right now.
You know, the funny part is I feel like half of those moments were actually bits, but no one caught on. And you ever like invest yourself so much into an act that it becomes regular behavior
Yeah,
for
like
you?
the thing that Bill Hicks faked his own death and became Alex Jones.
I didn't hear that one, but I was more talking about like.
Well, wouldn't that be funny if that's what happened to him, to our grandfathers, that he said those things to get a rise out of people, but then it kind of grew over him like venom.
He became his own personality. Yes.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's like when you say things that the new kids say, the cool kids say these days, ironically, and then it becomes regular part of your vocabulary. Like people that I don't know. I can't say a more recent one that I can think of, but like, Mad Liddy, that kind of shit. It's
I
like,
say Mad Liddy all the time.
I say Mad Liddy, and at first I made fun of people who said Mad Liddy.
But then
and
you start
now
saying
I
it.
say it so much.
That's like me with brother. Like when I call people brother.
Yeah.
Like, look here, brother. It's because I think it's so funny. Like we talked about this with my friend Tina or fucking Hulk Hogan. When anybody calls anybody brother, I think it's funny. So I start doing it, but now I do it like habitually, and it's a problem. My wife hates it. When I call my wife brother, she does not like it.
Yeah.
She does not like it at all.
Oh my God, that's good. Hey, guess what I found out recently? You
What?
brought up Hulk Hogan. It sparked a little thing in my brain.
Oh, it sparked some
Brain
shit?
spark. I found out just in the last week or two that I have the same birthday as the late great Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, well, Shabbat Shalom there,
I know,
Chet.
right? Every time I have a birthday now, I'm just going to celebrate his life and all of his accomplishments instead of mine.
Yeah, that's what we should do. We should make it Macho Man Randy Savage Day.
Oh my God, we can make it a national holiday.
We
get
can
it
wear
big
pit
enough.
vipers and eat Slim Jims.
I already have the pit vipers.
We can dress like him on your birthday.
Oh,
Let's just do it.
That'd be a great tradition.
Let's just do it. And everyone,
Macho Man Randy Savage Day.
let's do it.
That'd be so
Let's all
awesome.
do it. Let's all do it in solidarity for the show.
Is my mic too loud?
No. I mean, your headphone mix is not what's going to the overall thing, and the
that's
recording is going to be mixed separately. So don't worry about that.
Okay. Well, maybe let's. Okay. Yeah. Onward and upward.
Oh.
But Macho Man Randy Savage Day. Write that one down. Pin
I
that.
read in Time magazine that COVID-19 could be related to spontaneous psychosis.
Vaccines.
No. Just having COVID-19 could lead to spontaneous psychosis.
Well, yeah, dude. Have you ever had to just stay at home and not do shit for 14 days, but you're didn't actually want to, you weren't in a pit of despair and depression, you were just kind of in a high point, but then you get fucking sick.
So you think the isolation causes it?
You actually go out for once, and then the isolation could drive you nuts, dude. When I was out for 2 months not working, when I broke my arm and shit, laying around the house mid-pandemic, couldn't fucking really do anything. I was just kind of and I was just so depressed I couldn't fucking leave the house. And then I started to drive myself fucking crazy, and I couldn't use my right arm. I went crazy. I took a kitchen knife to a can of soup, stabbed it because I couldn't operate a can opener with one hand. It was a nightmare. I started to get nuts. Anyway.
We haven't talked about the Freedom Convoy on the podcast yet because we haven't done one in so long. That came to town.
Oh, yeah, no, it went through down 44.
So these are, it started off as a movement of Canadian truckers who were protesting that they'd have to get vaccines to re-enter the country doing their work. So it was like a way to force truck drivers to get the vaccine. And I guess, as you can imagine, there's going to be a lot of people who happen to be truck drivers who also happen to be people who don't want vaccines.
Also around the same time that Carhartt was having their employees had to be vaccinated, and people started freaking out. So, hicks are just getting
We talked
weird.
about that last time we were on the podcast. We did talk about the Carhartt because you told people to go to thrift stores and buy all the Carhartt.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Still do it. I guarantee you. Go to fucking, I can't say any names.
Go, if you can find me some Carhartt at a thrift store.
Well, also surprisingly affordable.
Pick it up.
I have 2 pairs of their dungarees.
Are you a fucking shill?
What do you mean?
You're a shill. You're shilling for Carhartt right now.
No, I am not. I'm just saying I have a couple pairs of their dungarees and I like their shit. Very comfy pants.
Oh.
And durable.
So this grew into a larger movement of people who have trucks and want to talk about their liberties. And it came to town. They were all up and down 44 out by Six Flags out
That's
here.
why I was trying to tell you. We were driving out to Pacific to get something for the new house. And we did that one day. And we ended up seeing everyone in the overpasses with the fuck Biden, Trump 2024 fucking shit. All kinds of shit. And we love you and God bless and shit. Every single highway overpass between fucking Kirkwood and out past Pacific. It was crazy. People on the side of the roads waving flags, freaking out. Not a lot of "Don't tread on me" flags. Kind of surprised me there.
Yeah, I like those. I like the yellow.
I
like the one where it's Johnny Five from Short Circuit, and it's "No Disassemble" instead of "Don't tread on me."
I would fucking buy that. That's great.
That's a good one. You should find just those. They're the same color. No, thank you. Prisoners could serve 1,000-year sentences in the span of 8.5 hours in the future.
Say that again.
Prisoners could serve 1,000-year sentences in 8.5 hours in the future. Future biotechnology could be used to trick a prisoner's mind into thinking they have served a 1,000-year sentence, a group of scientists have claimed.
Oh my God, that sounds like fucking torture.
It's fucking Minority Report when they put the halos on them and they lower them into the ground.
Oh my God, it is Minority Report.
I'm not for that at all.
Dude, that's fucking freaky.
That's
some mad
Insider.
Genius shit. That's not good.
I don't think that's the way we want to go. Because what's that going to do to somebody? That sounds worse. Put them in prison for the rest of their life. Because if you fucking fry their brain and they come out thinking they were gone for 1,000 years.
Yeah, imagine what they'll literally snap back too, and then it'll kind of become Gollum. From Lord of the
think
Rings.
they'd be vegetables when they came out of that status.
Oh my God, that would be they would. None of them would be at all even close to the idea of saying.
Hey, not to say I fucking told you so, but Joe sent me this. Lead from gasoline blunted the IQ of about half the U.S. population, says new study.
It totally makes sense.
Leaded gas was banned in 1996, but exposure to the poison cost people born before then several IQ points on average. I've been saying this.
No, dude, all the serial killers and shit. It's all lead paint based.
It's all lead poisoning.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
The psychotic geriatric Adderall addicts running the nation.
Is that
the peer-reviewed study published Monday in the journal, blah, 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 focuses on people born before 1996, which is the year that the U.S. banned leaded gasoline. The researchers have found childhood lead exposure cost America an estimated 824 million points, or 2.6% per person on 2.6 points per person on average. So the lead literally made us dumber for multiple generations.
That explains why Mom can't operate most electronic devices.
Oh yeah, why?
It's got to be that lead gas.
Amanda Bynes.
Oh yeah, bring it on.
Amanda Bynes was petitioning in the wake of Free Britney to end her conservatorship. It looks like she has a face tattoo.
But wasn't hers only like 8 years, or no, 8 months or some shit?
I have no idea, but she won, and they freed her. So I hope she's okay. I hope she's going to be okay. I'm going to pray for her because I loved her. I was a big fan when I was a kid. She was like the comedy genius of our generation on Nickelodeon. I mean, well, she was just so brilliant. She had her own show, and she was so on. She was so engaged. She was so fun to watch. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you know,
think
those
about
Nickelodeon kids
the
were getting
talent
by that one guy
at that age. It was just nuts. And She's the Man was a jam.
Forgot about that movie.
That's a great movie.
You know, that also came out right around the same time as Bennett Like Back Home, and I was like, I don't even fucking want to watch these soccer movies, bitch.
Soccer was hot. It's all the New World Order. They want us all to watch the World Cup from our goo pods.
Yeah, it was just Americanized Mulan with fucking soccer.
New study shows more than half of American teachers are ready to leave the profession.
Dude, you talk about that every fucking time we do a podcast.
They keep writing about it. It's still happening. I'm living it. What are you talking about?
You're out of education.
No, but I'm one of those people that left since COVID. I'm one of those people.
No, it's true. And look at you now.
And look at me now. I'm thriving.
You look as liberated as when Nicole Kidman
I'm a little too liberated.
Tom Cruise.
I look like her. Remember, she had no makeup on and her hair was all fucked up, but she was happy.
But man, she was face to the sky, arms out, accept it, Jesus. She was so happy.
He must be a real crazy bitch, right?
Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
He's fucking nuts. Are you kidding me?
Talk to me about that.
Tom Cruise, okay, one thing, and it's fun things that people say about him as a character, or as a person, not a character. Well, he's his character in the world. His brand. What's that? I mean, even Christian Bale said he used his meeting with Tom Cruise or some shit as like an example for how he acted in American Psycho, because he was like smiley on the outside, but his eyes were so fucking dead. And like that shit sounds terrifying because you can totally see that. And like that guy is so closet fucking psycho. It's terrifying.
Well,
and all of the association with Scientology too. That guy is. I think he saluted a picture of the guy that started Scientology, like he was Hitler or something. There's a lot going on. Tom Cruise is bonkers. Also, Scientology literally changed his height from 5'5" to 5'7" on Google. No fucking lie. I remember looking at it like 10 years ago, maybe more. It was like Tom fucking Cruise is 5'5", and then now he's 5'7" on the Google box.
So you don't want to talk about teachers leaving the profession?
I've said all I have to say about Tom Cruise. All I have to say about teachers leaving the profession is just fucking, I guess, do it.
What are we going to do?
Do it. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it until they buy you back with better pay before the shit that you're dealing with.
But it's not about the pay, really.
No, it's about the lack of resources, the lack of people, fucking, what's it called when they?
I mean, it's about
advocating.
Yeah,
people are not being advocated for. The unions sound like they're all fucked up and stupid, not actually doing anything. I don't really know.
Well, they're certainly not helpful. They're certainly nerfed.
So there you go. That's totally a thing, and it's just. I don't think you can.
I paid union dues for 10 years, and all it got me was a 45-minute phone call with a lawyer one time that didn't help me at all.
Well, here we are. But yeah, that's all I'm saying is, just let them keep quitting. Let them keep quitting. Eventually, we need education to a certain extent, especially for the young minds of the world. I mean, God forbid. I mean, people keep having kids, but whatever. But like, they're never gonna not need education, so they need to fucking pay for it. And that's it. And I wish I could talk without fucking mush mouthing over here,
but like, it's really that no amount of money is gonna make the experience in the classroom better.
But I mean, it's a little bit more worth it when you make more money, is all I'm saying.
I don't think it's going to be enough.
I mean, Money buys a lot of things. That's all I'm saying.
But I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna make people stay.
Well, they're not going to make fucking robot teachers, so they got to figure it the fuck out.
Actually,
there has to be some sort of middle.
Actually,
oh god, put it on me. Go on.
they might. If they get sent to schools, they're
I
gonna send
thought you were
everybody
going to
home.
segue into an article about fucking robot teachers. I was like, come on. Oh yeah, no.
Dollywood to offer
God.
tuition reimbursement for all employees. I'm gonna go work there. I need to finish my master's.
Dollywood, is that like a
That's
thing?
that's Dolly Parton's little theme parky thing. Anybody that works there, she's been gradually increasing incentives and benefits for her employees over the last couple of years, and she raised their minimum wage and stuff, and then now she's offering full tuition reimbursement, which a lot of good institutions do. I mean, the first school I worked for offered 100% tuition reimbursement at the public college rate, so at the UMSL rate here.
That's
So
nice. I mean, they do that.
I would have started if I had known that wasn't so standard. I would have finished my master's sooner, because my second school district was only like 30%.
But sometimes there are little things in the small print, the fine print that you don't see, and then you fuck up, and then they just actually don't reimburse shit. Like there was a thing, and I don't know if it's still the same thing, but there was a hospital that would basically do tuition reimbursement for you for nursing school if you would work with them for 2 years after you got your degree. And sometimes they would have more than, a lot of cases of people getting fired right before the 2-year mark or something. And it just kind of seemed off and unethical because it's like unethical. Go fuck yourself. It's whatever. Unethical. Sorry. Jeez. Okay. Fine.
No, I'm with you. That does happen.
No, but it's just kind of like then a bunch of people are out of a lot of fucking promised tuition reimbursement and for things that they don't see as a fair termination of employment because the system is rigged against us. Let's just say it. And I'm not gonna break off into that right now. But let's go forward.
Domino's will pay you $3 to not get your pizza delivered. Facing a shortage of workers, Domino's Pizza is hoping to incentivize customers to choose carryout over delivery.
And you know what's funny?
That's one thing throughout. You know how many Americans Domino's feeds every day?
No, yeah, Domino's is fucking bonkers all over the place, busy all the time, and yeah, they're short on drivers half the time now. Lately, multiple reported cases. Just to me, people complaining about it. Not even like official reported cases. It's just like they'll get like their food like an hour later, and it won't even be hot. And
yeah, I think last time I got
the fucking pizzas.
Last time I have a Domino's right down the street, but last time I ordered it, it took like 2 whole hours.
Right, it's like you gotta move the za, brah.
But that's the thing. Everyone wants to own the pizza so they can sell the pizza, but nobody wants to package and deliver or even heat up the pizza.
It's true. It's a whole thing, and it's kind of nuts. You got to be nice and tip well in your deliveries because there are fewer and fewer people doing that these days. Just like the teacher thing, a little bit different, but
Do you remember? Do you remember Elizabeth Cook?
Hold on, but before we move on, I did go do carry out delivery for Domino's the other day because I was wandering down the street and it has a drive-through pickup, very convenient, and it cost me like $6 less, but also they didn't let me tip, and I thought that was strange.
Well,
I was like, why? What's it that? But it was also like $6 cheaper. I kind of feel like I wish I could have. They just handed me the pizza. I was like,
they don't care. They're just cranking them out.
I thought I would have to sign a receipt.
No, they're just
maybe I could have tipped in the app. Maybe I did tip in the app and I just forgot I did. I don't know. But either way, I was just kind of like, wait, don't I have to sign
you probably
something?
tipped in the app.
And they're like, no. And they just like close the window. It's like, okay.
The internet accused her of murder. Now Elizabeth Cook tells her story.
Who's Elizabeth Cook?
Around 10 p.m. on August 4th, 2021, a St. Louis man named Jeff cracked open his bedroom window to smoke a joint. Looking outside onto his street in Marine Villa, he noticed his Jeep's brake lights glowing in the dark. Someone was in his car. This is from the RFT. He hustled outside, filming on his phone. The Jeep's driver's side door was open, and the woman standing next to it wore a guilty look. A black mask covered her face and nose. Covered her nose and mouth, and a ball cap. Blah, 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 blah. This is the original story.
Yeah, keep going.
So this guy caught her, like going through her car, and she was saying her purse was in there, but then like the internet made it look like she had killed this guy. She had been like living with this older guy who had died, but she was like still squatting at his place or something. Oh,
I haven't heard about any of this. I don't know what this is. When did this happen? Who's Elizabeth Cook? Is it the lady?
This is a lady that appeared in a viral video here in St. Louis, and it turned into this whole thing where internet sleuths is the word. Were like trying to make a murderer situation and trying to make it look like she killed some guy. He hacked into this girl's Facebook account. He posted the video of her trying to steal his car. Hold on, we're getting a phone call. Yeah, you're on the air. What happened?
Oh my God.
Cook.
Who's Elizabeth Coleman? No, wait, let's not do that.
Okay, hold on. So, okay, can you walk me through it without using any racial epithets?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah, please.
So she was breaking into his car and he caught her, and that's all dicey about how he got access to her cell phone.
I love it, Dicey.
Because I'm calling because you're getting it all wrong. That's why I answered the phone, because I thought maybe that was the case.
So he called. He says that Jeff, I guess is the guy's pseudonym.
Pseudonym, yeah.
Call you. I maybe her phone wasn't locked, or it didn't have a password on it, and I called a number on it, and he got access to all of her social media.
The guy that the lady broke into his
And
phone.
then he changed her Facebook to Elizabeth Cook, the thief.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
On it, and then was going through her Facebook messages, and a lot of them are, sorry I missed you. I fell asleep in the parking lot of River City. It happens a lot, apparently, at the casino there.
Yeah, of course.
And they were talking about breaking into storage units. But okay, so what?
But why'd she get accused of murder?
Okay, so that was a guy. She was like living in. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's like a place that does like homeless outreach.
Yeah,
and she was staying there, and they have like an Airbnb that helps support their efforts. And she was staying there, and she met him, this man, and he just got out of prison. And told her he was going to make all this money and this lawsuit or whatever. And he overdosed.
That's a whole lot.
The whole idea was that from her messages, people extrapolated that she gave him a hot shot, they kept saying. So
a hot shot? Oh, yes.
Because she thought he was worth all this money, because she had these pictures where he signed after they'd known each other like 2 weeks. And she had pictures of his driver's license and social security card
on her phone. So here's what so let me recap just this guy confronts this woman who's going through his car, and then he gets her phone, and then he starts just trashing her social media and exposing her as some kind of thief or car theft person or whatever, and then the internet leverages that circumstantial stuff into, oh my God, she probably killed this guy.
Well, and they have like YouTube videos of all like they're scrolling through her Facebook messages.
Yeah.
And all of that. And in the midst of all of that, she had got arrested in Illinois with a stolen car.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm seeing here that
couldn't.
People started seeing their cars in these videos that were being posted.
Yeah, because there's somebody had like a Cadillac they'd stolen.
I'm seeing a Cadillac and a Volvo. Yeah, that's my Cadillac. And then another lady, that's my Volvo. That's in this article.
And she couldn't
she's from the patch. That makes sense.
And then the RFT did just have a follow-up interview with her.
Yeah, that's what I have here in my show prep that we're looking at. I hadn't gotten to that part.
But there is a whole...
This is really long.
Facebook group about it.
I don't want to interject really.
They had this guy from Lime. I mean, and it was like they all thought they were Scooby-Doo.
Right, that's the thing. They all thought they were fucking.
Stuff to go through. They would do Facebook Lives. There's a lot to go through, and we're just trying to get to the bottom.
We're just trying to get the truth.
No, I can't see anything without my glasses.
Like a podcast out of Lime.
Yeah.
Doing it.
No, that's the guy. That's the guy that runs the Lime group, right?
Yeah, he runs that Lime group.
And he has he like goes live in his kitchen, and they just sit there and like whatever.
Yeah.
He's the one that always would repost the video of those girls fist fighting in front of the 7-Eleven in the street.
Oh, that crazy 7-Eleven?
The one right there, yeah. There was
Yeah.
this video of these two girls totally boxing, like out in the middle of the street. They got out of their cars and were like boxing in like at the red light.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I lived a block away from there. I've seen some.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen some jackass. I've walked in there and then just walked right back out. I walked in there and be like, you know what, this isn't my vibe. I can wait on the Diet Coke and the cigarellos.
Broadway and Hofmeister, my dude.
Well, last time we were there, Mike, this guy came up with a giant M&M poster
Yeah,
that he was dancing with in front of his face, and I was like, I don't know if I want to get out the car.
yeah.
I don't know if I wanted that.
I don't know
I
if I
sure
want.
fear that bad. And I did, and he came and bummed a cigarette off a mic and was like, look, guess who's back?
Eminem.
And then he went in.
Yeah.
He went before I got out. He had gone in,
Ugh.
and the lady at the cashier was like, "Not today." He
Jesus.
came right back out.
That's like when I was working at a
That
place.
7-Eleven's always an adventure.
That's
But
like-
anyway,
oh,
I was
there
just
we go,
saying you
good.
didn't have it really.
No, I was just trying to piece together what was going on from that long ass RFT article. So I'm glad we could sum that up, so I don't have to read the whole thing.
Well, there was like a million of them. It was
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It,
I love
it
it.
all happened on the. It all happened when we were driving to Rogers, Arkansas to go to a concert.
And so you were just like in the car, like
reading
watching it
just,
happen.
Keeping up, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember. It was just like popping off, like all crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
that's great. Well, thank you so much for calling in and setting us straight. Kristen on the phone, our newest Patreon member, actually, and so thank you for that.
Yeah,
That's
I'm still trying to work out my password situation. So
yeah.
I might
Well,
not be-
yeah, I got the $4. So I mean, it's you know.
Oh, you
that's-
did?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that sounds like a you thing.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just I didn't go through because I didn't
Yeah.
update my password.
Yeah. Well, great. I'm triggered. Well, hey, thanks so much. Love you.
Love you,
All right, love you.
Kristen.
Bye.
All right. All right. Good. Hey, you know what? That is the power of this show is we can start to peruse an article incorrectly and then get corrected.
Mhm, and inspire the masses.
Ooh. Well, good. We can move on.
Oh, I was saying, her talking about that crazy guy outside the 7-Eleven reminded me of one time I was working at a bar, and Crazy Mike came in, and he didn't have any of his facial piercings, so I didn't recognize him right away.
Oh, yeah.
And he was drinking a Bush, and then he sat down and he started looking at the hanging wine glasses like they were crazy. And he started shadow boxing at the wine glasses. I was like, "Oh shit, it's Crazy Mike!" I had
Oh,
no
shit.
idea.
Mike was incognito.
And yeah, and he was there, and I was like, "Fuck, it's Mike! You can't shadow box the glasses." We had to ask him to go shadow box outside.
Mike, can you check the boxing outside, please, Mike? Thank you.
And it got to the point where he kept coming back and coming back and coming back, and you just keep shadow boxing as reflection and stuff. Now he's not allowed there. Anyway,
Where was this?
Sasha's?
What was he doing there?
Well, we didn't know.
But
know.
I thought he was usually on Delmar.
No, he's not allowed at any bar in Delmar or anything anymore. And then he was not
Oh,
allowed
he's
anywhere
been.
South City.
They ran him out of town.
He's been
Joe
ran-
Edwards shut that down.
He's been ran out of most places of town, yeah. And then also, I guess he did a stint in the hospital, and then he got out, and that's why he didn't have his piercings.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to dox the guy.
He's
but-
the kind of guy I'd like to take to a party
and then just leave.
and then just say, yeah, it's like somebody shit on the coats, and then fucking, you know what I mean? And great. So baseball was crazy. So originally, since last time we did a podcast, opening day had been canceled. The MLB was in lockout with negotiations, and now apparently Pujols is coming back here to be a designated hitter for a season.
For left-handed pitchers, I think is what I heard. And also, yeah, he's probably going to retire as a Cardinal, so he's doing a 1-year, $2.5
that's
million
nice of him.
deal.
How much?
2.5 mil, I think.
That sounds low for him.
Well, I don't think he needs it.
I don't think he
he's
needs
doing
it.
pretty all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he wants to retire as a Cardinal with like Molina and them and have it be like a whole.
But I don't
historic
think
thing.
Molina's actually retiring now.
Well, I think he's going to retire from playing. He's going to go into coaching.
Molina?
Yeah. But
Oh.
I don't know shit about baseball.
They're gonna
I
let
don't
him
know
coach?
shit about fuck when it comes to Cardinals baseball, so I could be way off.
You're saying I could get neck tattoos and be a coach?
That guy can.
Oh, that's true. He's earned it.
Mhm.
I would just love if, like, in 10 years, all the retired guys on ESPN had, like, neck tattoos.
It's going to happen.
I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait for the first time that the host of the Oscars has a skull tat, like, on his cranium.
Oh, yeah, why not? But then, Chris Rock would just make a joke about G.I. Jane 3.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that was so dumb. I don't like Chris Rock
that was all dumb.
his wife was a
and
nice lady.
They made it way too big
and
of
they
a
got
deal.
divorced, and it's his fault. And then Will Smith is a Scientologist, and he's worth $500 million. So
there's a lot going on there that I don't even feel like talking.
His
about.
kids aren't even real people.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, you know what? I'd rather talk about real people like Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina. I guess we should talk about World War III because it's all popped off since the last time we did a show. It's bad when the Taliban is urging restraint. The Taliban said Russia should chill.
Hey, man, calm down.
Hey, Russia,
Jesus.
This is the Taliban. Can you do me a favor? Can you dial it back?
Yeah.
These sanctions are really serious. I've learned a lot about these economic sanctions. They're going to totally fuck up Russia's economy for like the next 20 years.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, so much shit has just lost any association.
I'm really losing steam on the Ukraine thing. I cared a lot a couple weeks ago, and I'm really losing steam. But Ukraine wants us to institute a NATO no-fly zone, but that's bad news because we'd have to shoot down Russian planes to enforce it, and that's not a good idea. When I say we, I mean NATO, and, I mean, we got the best shit for shooting down planes, so we probably have to help. Sean Penn was there shooting a documentary about it, and then he got airlifted out.
Sean Penn, the actor?
Yeah, he was there with like a blast jacket on and like making a documentary.
Fucking I Am Sam was doing a documentary.
I Am Sam was in the Ukraine shooting the footage, bro. It's gonna be gorgeous.
God.
There was an operation called the Berlin Airlift, which was a way to leverage third-party assistance in a situation like this where we can't help as much as we'd like to because we don't want to go into proxy war with Russia, but we could invite a third party, someone who's neither in NATO nor aligned with Russia, to go in like almost like a Switzerland or something in political standing, and somebody who has nothing to do with the conflict politically could go in and fucking support, and we could fund that. But mostly I'm upset because they had to close all the McDonald's in Russia.
All I'm saying is everything's going to happen and nothing's going to change in our lives right here immediately. But we need to keep our eye out for the figurative, like Archduke Franz Ferdinand in the situation. Just watch him like a fucking hawk. Yeah. As soon as that line gets crossed, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm flat-footed and gay. I'm not going to go to war.
That's the thing. I'm so gay, and I have like constant diarrhea. I can't be drafted. You could draft me. I mean, I really want to help, guys. I really want to help.
Also, I am way too large of a target to put on any sort of
That's the
front
thing.
lines.
I'm so easy to shoot. I'm, handicapped and gay, and I'm a communist, and so or whatever they need. I mean, whatever I can do,
what are you canceling for now?
But I just don't think you're going to give me a security clearance.
I'm sorry. I have sciatica. I'm on that list.
Yeah, I have. Sometimes things just hurt in my body, and I don't even know what they are. Like I have to look up anatomy on the internet to try to figure out what is like in this area when it hurts, or what's this called up here because it hurts right now. So
there's a whole lot going on.
I hope we don't get drafted.
I don't think we will. I don't think there's way too many. We're getting old.
I'm old. I'm already old. When's the cutoff for that? I remember Tom Hanks was old in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, but I mean, that's Tom Hanks.
But he was like a teacher. He was like an adult. He wasn't like a young man that got drafted. So they're drafting everybody out there. I just don't think. I mean, I eat too much McDonald's.
Okay.
I'm not going to make it through basic. Are they going to force me through basic?
They would, and it would do wonders for you physically, but mentally and emotionally, it would be a nightmare.
I don't know. Sometimes my right knee clicks. I could break something.
Yeah. No, that's the whole thing. You broke your foot walking once.
The whole thing is crazy. The Russia-Ukraine thing, because people who aren't involved, who have really strong opinions, are on both sides of the issue really aggressively. There's some people that are acting like there are like Nazis running the Ukraine, and that's why Russia wants to move in to liberate the Ukrainians from the Nazis in their government or something. I don't really think that's what's happening. And of course, Putin doesn't want NATO on his border, and that's why he felt the need to push in because Ukraine wanted to unite with NATO. And typically, democratic countries don't go to war with other democratic countries. So it's sort of this issue of that.
But didn't he declare himself president for life? So like,
I don't. People say that's the thing.
so
People
like,
say
isn't
shit
that
like
more
that.
of
I don't
like
know
a
what that means.
dictatorship? Actually, not exactly a democracy.
Well, I mean, maybe it's good.
Like, at what point does the democracy part fall out? That's what I'm curious about, because like I don't think that's actually.
I mean, you could also
democracy
be declared president for life if you get elected president when you're 87 years old. It's gonna be the rest of your life.
anymore. Damn, that's good. That's funny. That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing.
Biden's gonna be president for the rest of his life.
No, Biden's gonna be gone one day, and we're not gonna know how. He'll just have followed an ice cream truck somewhere in the gotten lost.
Wouldn't that be great if they lost him?
And then Kamala's gonna come.
If he was just
in.
on the Jersey Shore eating a popsicle.
Yeah, and he just went completely missing, and then we find him, and he's just like wearing like a loincloth and has a big old beard. And we're like, dude, what happened? He's like, oh, I love ice cream.
Whose voice is that?
I don't know. I don't know. That's not his voice.
It'd be great if he started doing fake voices like he was living incognito.
Yeah, my name's Jeremy Blasick, and I like ice cream. They're like, President Biden, we know it's you. And he's like, nope, 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 nope. I'm gonna go buy some more ice cream. And they like walks to like the nearest 7-Eleven.
Part of the thing I've been obsessed with since we've been taking a break from the show, just because my life has been crazy, is JFK, MLK, and RFK were all assassinated sort of in the same way.
RFK.
Robert F. Kennedy.
Oh yeah,
So
Bobby Kennedy.
yeah, Bobby Kennedy.
Why didn't you just say Bobby Kennedy?
Well, because I wrote them down this way. Same exact scheme, and here's what's been really illuminating. There's several good podcasts about this, and I've been plunging for the past several weeks. Now, there's this thing that I think people always think organized crime is like how we think of it in like East Coast terms, where it's like families of criminals and it's a network kind of based off that kind of culture. But Southern mobsters are really dispersed. Southern organized crime colluding with rogue intelligence agents is exactly the framework behind all three of these murders. And what it looks like is, like, I think the traditional understanding is, like I mentioned, like a gang or a family controlling a lot of the criminal activity. But in the South, in the 60s, it was very much small timers being corralled by business people. And then rogue secretive government operatives, like a single FBI agent or a single CIA operative, like George H.W. Bush, blah, 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 would collude with larger scale criminals, people who were in charge of all these little microcosms of organized crime. And that's how they would make these decisions to do these certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some really fascinating information in the MLK tapes from insiders about this, and how if you go to like a Klan meeting, for example, a Ku Klux Klan meeting, you're going to see successful and influential people from the area from both sides of the aisle. You're going to see politicians and organized crime and business people. And that was one of the many kind of examples of when all these people could kind of align in their priorities in this, especially in the South at that time.
So you're saying it wasn't the Pentaverant?
Pentaverant.
The one, yeah. The Pentaverant.
Well, that's the thing.
Because they were all just at the Meadows in Colorado.
The Meadows.
The Meadows.
Isn't he doing a show about that now?
The Meadows?
No, like Mike Myers is doing a show called The Pentaverant.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
You haven't seen that? I thought that's why you brought it up.
No, I was just doing a deep cut. That's
no, he's actually doing that now. That's the thing. That's because we're living in a Mad Lib.
Pretty much.
So influential men in the South could collude, and they would never even exchange money about these things. And in all three of these cases, you have obvious fall guys who are then totally insinuated to have like perpetrated these murders all on their own. For example, I can't do everything.
What? What do you want me to do?
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
No, oh no, I was just so in John F. Kennedy's case, Lee Harvey Oswald was assassinated,
or the two gunmen on the grassy knoll.
Well, here's the thing: he was assassinated in custody, screaming, "I'm a patsy," right? Mm-hmm. So we never even got a trial out of him. And there's this guy named George de Mohrenschildt who was at one point one of the closest people to Lee Harvey Oswald, which isn't saying much because he didn't really elicit friendship
Yeah,
very
he's a
well.
big
He was a
loner.
crazy guy.
Mhm.
And that guy was also George
Don't
H.W.
call him
Bush's.
crazy. Crazy's dismissive. He was a
His
loner.
life was crazy. He went to move to Russia to try to defect. He had been like a fucking grunt in the Navy or something.
I know. I listened to the podcast.
Okay, so and then that guy George was George H.W. Bush's college roommate.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about rogue elements of the government
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
organizing these off the books kind of operations. I mean, there's a clear trail of I almost said cookie crumbs. What is it? Breadcrumbs. Cookie crumbs.
Way better.
Cookie crumbs,
Shit,
dog.
girl, is that a chocolate chip? Payday.
And then LBJ didn't give a fuck. LBJ didn't give a fuck about JFK getting assassinated. And the whole Warren Commission was totally doomed from the start. It's like they set up this situation where we can murder this guy. We'll find a guy to blame it on. And that continues with MLK. James Earl Ray is the guy that took the fall for the MLK murder. He was kind of being handled by a guy who identified himself as an FBI agent. His name was either Paul or Raul. And there's this guy named Jim Green who confessed on the MLK tapes that he was hired to kill James Earl Ray moments after he was supposed to kill him moments after the shot that killed Martin Luther King was scheduled to take place. But James Earl Ray went in the other direction, and Jim Green wasn't able to kill him. So they were going to kill James Earl Ray the same way they killed Oswald in custody before, or even before he would have been captured. So we could say, oh, this guy did it and he's dead now. Case closed, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So is this any way somewhat related also to like John Wilkes Booth shit?
Well, that's interesting. That's fucking interesting, dude. But it was
Well,
about
then-
100 years
I
later.
mean, he was chased down and he got killed in a barn, but we don't know who killed him.
That's so interesting.
Like, we don't actually know who killed him. They
That's so
fired
interesting
on the
because he didn't
place.
go to trial either. And
Right.
who hated Abe Lincoln? Fucking crazy occultist Southerners who could leverage somebody like what's the word? Eccentric, probably closeted gay actor
Mm-hmm.
to do something that's for the benefit of the underbelly of the region, but all going to fall on this one guy. We were taught very much that John Wilkes
Booth.
was like he was just mad. He didn't like him, and that's why he shot him. But I mean, there's no way the story is that brief.
Nah,
Absolutely.
Man, this shit
In the
goes deeper than
RFK,
you know.
the fucking RFK shit, dog. This guy named Sirhan walked into to a kitchen in a hotel behind RFK after he had given a speech the night of winning some election for Senate or some shit, and just start shooting at him like randomly. Sirhan to this day denies remembering any of the event.
Well, that
And
could have
then
definitely been like some
there's
Manchurian
multiple eyewitness
candidate.
accounts
Mhm.
of this girl in this dress who was like escorting him around, and then she was running out and fleeing the scene after it happened. And there's all this evidence, this ballistic evidence, that there were more shots fired in the room than were possible to have been held in Sirhan's gun.
Oh, that's some crazy
So it's like
shit.
so there could have been other guns going off in the room in the chaos, and none of the angles make sense. None of the Dexter shit makes sense about where the shots line up with the body and the fatality and shit. I guess if we could find evidence that it's the same shit with John
Don't
Wilkes
think we
Booth, that'd be
have-
crazy.
I don't think we have
I
the
don't think we
time
have the
or
resources.
No, yes. We have the time or the resources.
But it's a podcast. We're not journalists.
No, exactly. And journalists, the problem with journalists is they usually end up getting killed more than podcasters.
Yeah, like that guy that wrapped his car around a tree.
Paul Walker?
Mm-hmm.
He was, what? He was
Yeah,
driving
he was
back-
about to blow the whistle, brother.
What? Okay.
So that's what keeps me up at night.
That's good.
Yeah, and so the details of motive and politics in this case were completely
is,
left
hold
out
on.
of.
The first two, actually the first three, John Wilkes Booth, fucking, the guy who killed Kennedy,
Oswald.
Oswald, and then the other guy.
that killed Martin Luther King,
that killed Martin Luther King.
James Earl Ray.
Okay, all that shit was way more relatable than this Manchurian Candidate shit you're talking about with.
Well, that's what's
father.
weird about the RFK thing is because they're insinuating that they hypnotized this dude, and that's why they select him is because he was so easy to hypnotize.
Right.
And you kind of lose me there because I've never been hypnotized to my knowledge.
Well, no, exactly. So it's like that shit is different than like go kill this guy, and then oh hey, you go kill this guy that's gonna go kill this guy. That's one thing. But then like hey, we're gonna make this dude's brain go crazy.
But it's also not the exact same people setting up each of these. It's just the exact same framework of nefarious behavior.
I think. That
and so if somebody in that chain has access to a guy that they notice is happens to be participating in this program that they're doing on trying to mind control and hypnotize people, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
One of these things is not like the other, is all I'm saying.
Other than the target and the motive, I mean, it totally makes sense. They would want to kill Kennedy, especially if you hold that the government and the rogue elements of the government involvement, because the Kennedys were at war with intelligence agencies and the mob, and it's a great way to get shot in the fucking head.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't really just talk to anybody but my close circles.
Yeah, I mean, if Mark Zuckerberg wants to see me naked, he's got to give me $1.
That what's that got to do with it?
I'm telling you that you can't let the globalists into your body, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You got to take the fish oil.
All right, let's change the subject. You got another one?
Oh, yeah. I'm really learning a lot about the concept of work and like my relationship to it in this challenging time where I'm trying to figure out how to fill my day in a meaningful way that puts money in the bank. And I think people need to quit going to work somewhere unless they're willing to do all of the possible jobs that need to be done in that place. Like, I think my problem with my last teaching gig was there were a lot of jobs on that campus that I wasn't willing to do.
But they made you do them anyway.
Well, and I would freak the fuck out when they would ask me to do them. And I think maybe you shouldn't work at a place where there's parts of it you won't want to do to support the overall mission, because maybe then you don't believe in the mission enough to participate and support the institution effectively.
But here's my problem is I'm hoping, or not, I'm not hoping, I am hoping the best for the people that are involved, but I'm hoping that there's not some sort of crazy, horrible catastrophe that happens when people, like when remote jobs go back to not existing as much anymore. I mean, I don't know if that's possible, but if that could happen, like if it's just the next thing you know, if it's like, hey, everyone who works from home, that doesn't happen anymore. Get a job that's in a place, and you got to leave the house to do that. I feel like there'd be some sort of crazy fucking emotional and psychological fucking fallout situation just because people wouldn't know what the fuck to do. How would you do that?
And to go back, and the life is so different because we took such a dramatic pause that it's really like 30 BPM slower than it used to be. So going back to the grind the way it once was, a lot of people would fucking snap and would quit doing it.
Oh, yeah. No, I think there'd be an increase in like suicide.
But I'm at odds here.
All kinds of shit.
The thing I'm learning that I just described to you is at paradox with the idea that,
you just wanted to say paradox.
No, but what if nobody is what if there aren't enough people that want to do all the jobs that have to get done in a McDonald's? Are we going to lose McDonald's?
I'm okay with that, honestly. I don't give a shit about McDonald's. They took away the snack wrap. Fuck them.
You know what? That wasn't I know you took that really hard.
I did. Every time I go to McDonald's, it's a fucking disappointment. It's a convenient disappointment.
I do miss a snack wrap. I even like the grilled
were
ones.
The shit. Loved them. Everything else is kind of trash. Everything else is just like, I wish it could have been a snack wrap. However, Taco Bell's been good and consistent for me, and not breaking the bank. Lion's Choice is great, but it's fucking expensive.
Lion's Choice is expensive, not a sponsor, but I love them.
I mean, yeah, and I just hope they get your order.
You know what though? My fucking Lion's Choice closes at like 7:00 now.
It's because staffing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What are we gonna do?
We're all just gonna stop eating late.
We're all going to start intermittent fasting?
No. But I mean, you could just like eat at home or something and not go get $20 worth of fucking whatever.
Beef?
At, like midnight.
$20 worth of beef?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shaved roasted beef. Shaved.
But also we have this problem, like you're saying, like, what McDonald's will do is go completely automated. They'll just have the guy in the truck will just eventually, 50 years?
There's always got to be somebody there, dude. Can't trust machines.
No, dude, you have the fucking guy drop the fucking food off in the building, and the machines will fucking cook the shit. You'll drive up, you'll punch the shit.
Yeah, until like you fucking go to bite into your Big Mac or your fucking McDouble with Big Mac sauce, and instead of Big Mac sauce, the robot put fucking hand sani on it.
And Sandy.
I don't know, man. You don't fucking know what's going
You
to
know,
happen.
with the ice cream machine being down for cleaning or whatever, as often as it is, I don't know that immediately the automation is going to make it work.
Yeah, see, exactly.
But I think it's going to have to happen eventually. They can't throw enough money at the. I mean, they're refusing to go up to $15 an hour. I think they're still advertising $13.50 over here at the Hampton Village, and schools are the same way. We're talking about schools. I mean, when I was an instructional coach, I had had a lot of trauma in my previous teaching experience, and I didn't want to be alone with a group of like 30 kids that didn't want to be there, and that put me at odds with that job. So that's kind of what's happening too. Is like, especially as people leave, the job for the people that are still there get harder. Raising
'cause everyone
Cane's was
gets
putting
spread thin.
corporate employees in the stores for a while. Remember that?
That was just. I think that was just a fucking team building exercise. Fucking publicity stunt.
Raising Cane's is much more reliable than my McDonald's. I'll tell you that.
I don't know, man. Their chicken's getting smaller and smaller by the fucking month.
I'm not really there for just the chicken. I don't even get the sixer anymore. I get the box combo with extra toast.
All they do is chicken.
No, but I used to do the Caniac with the 6 tenders and the fries on the toast and the slaw.
Fries and
But now I just do the
toast,
box, which is the
toast
4
good,
tenders.
and the sauce.
I just need a couple tenders. I'm really there for the sauce and the
Raisin Cane
toast.
sauce. Yeah, but I mean the chicken is good. The chicken.
Oh yeah, the chicken
The
is
problem
good.
with it though is just it's becoming just smaller and smaller. Those tenders used to be fat, boy.
Those used to be some thick boys. You're saying the chicken's getting smaller?
Yep. I don't know if
McDonald's
it's
is
some
having
sort
that
of
problem
supply
where people are
crisis.
noticing that the beef products are getting more expensive and more petite.
Even that beef, if it even is beef.
I don't mind the beef. The bacon McDouble, no pickles, add mac sauce is a jam.
I like pickles.
No, I mean, I know, but I don't like the texture of McDonald's pickles on the sandwich.
I used to hate pickles. Now I love pickles.
I'd rather have pickles like on the
I
side.
don't like seek them out, but I'm definitely not going to take them off my shit or request to not have
I love a
them.
good crispy pickle, but a McDonald's pickle is kind of soft and it's not a good pickle. I like an artisan
You
pickle.
do like a little bit of a crunch in a pickle.
I like a crunch on a pickle.
If your pickle don't crunch, girl,
You got to have a crunchy pickle.
if your pickle don't crunch,
If your pickle don't
let me get a bumper
crunch.
sticker to that. If your pickle don't crunch,
If your pickle don't crunch.
I could see it now. It's gonna be beautiful.
If your pickle don't crunch.
I gotta contact my my bumper sticker guy.
If your pickle don't crunch.
Write that down.
That should be the t-shirt. That should be the hoodie. Got to have a crunchy pickle.
Make it a song. Make it a whole thing.
Oh, what else is going on? What's going on with you?
Oh God, nothing. What are we at the end of the list?
I mean, we're getting there. I skipped some stuff that I didn't want to talk about. There was one thing about this guy who has to have his fingers removed because he ate some leftover rice. I didn't want to open that.
Okay.
And there's this thing here about I just worry about what are we going to do with all of these unsuccessful people who are going to get made irrelevant in the workforce by automation. They're still our responsibility. They're still our children.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of a free for all these days. Like,
I know,
it
but
sucks. Like
that's not
we can't
okay.
help everybody. We can barely help ourselves.
I need some help.
Exactly.
I could use a little help.
So how the hell are we going to help people if we can't help ourselves?
How the hell are you going to help somebody when you need some help?
Yeah, that's very real.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I need help, I can't be helping dudes. Like I saw that homeless guy. Remember that homeless guy we saw on Christmas? That one time we gave him a cigarette? Or we tried to,
Yeah.
but he doesn't smoke, even though he's homeless. If I was homeless, I'd be smoking.
Yeah, I mean, some people do that.
I'd smoke anything if I was homeless.
They all usually end up with like pneumonia or something.
And he's been working Gravoy over there by the KFC, Gravoy and Grant, or whatever. Not to dox him. I don't want to dox him. Not to dox him. But I saw him today again, and last time I saw him, I gave him $5. I don't have fucking $5 to give him.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, like I said, you can't help people if you can't help yourself.
How are you going to help somebody if you need some help?
That's like, I mean, no, that whole kind of like rhythm just kind of goes into it.
Yeah.
Like you can't love somebody unless you love yourself. It makes it
Exactly.
borderline impossible.
Yeah. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Bug, I so appreciate you being here with me. Will you let me wrap it up real quick and then we can do your taxes?
Wrap it up, baby. I need to
Wrap
get
it
them
up,
taxes
baby.
done.
Gotta get that refund.
I don't know. I owed last year.
Oh, I still owe left from last year.
God, what's wrong with you?
I'm living on the lam.
Oh my God.
How are you gonna help somebody when you need help?
Hey, there you go. Boom.
Guys, that's another episode of Jacob V Weekly. High five. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Subscribe, rate, review, share it. Any interaction helps. The only way to support this show is on patreon.com/JacobV. Find us there for exclusive content and support the show directly. You can contact the show with questions and topics for future discussions at jacobvweekly@gmail.com. And you can call the show at 314-632-6602. You can find original music by Jacob V, No Antics, Blinded by Stereo, Ground Control, a lot of projects I've been involved with on all of your streaming platforms. Monthly playlist